We have breaking news from the New York Times.
New report has just crossed tonight concerning former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
The former Secretary of State is under a cloud of scrutiny.
Hillary Clinton has some explaining to do. Hillary Clinton's poll numbers heading in the wrong direction.
Hillary Clinton's numbers plummeting.
New poll shows that voters are losing trust in her.
Now she's developing problems with the Democratic base of the party, which was why so many people are trying to get Joe Biden in the race.
New Democratic presidential contender appears to be emerging.
His decision could roll out in the next 48 hours. It is likely he will jump into the presidential race.
I believe we're out of time. I will not be a candidate.
I remember him telling me when I was a little girl, Ivanka, if you're going to be thinking anyway, you might as well be thinking big. He has the strength to make hard decisions and motivate those around him to achieve the impossible. It is my pleasure to introduce to you today a man who I have loved and respected my entire life, my father, Donald J. Trump.
Enter Donald Trump.
Really want the World Wrestling Federation atmosphere in the Oval Office.
A series of proposals in Trump's plan that do create problems.
You know, he feeds ammunition to the other party.
Visceral and populist and angry at politicians.
Steve, he said that it was maniacal. You are part of the liberal media problem.
Donald Trump's son is right here to go on the record.
He's incredibly quick, he's incredibly practical, he likes to keep things simple, he likes to get things done, he can cut through red tape. I mean, he's an amazing man, and we've seen a lot of great negotiators. We deal with them every single day, and there's no one better than he is, and you know, he'd be an amazing president for this country. He's passionate about it, and quite frankly, I mean, he doesn't need to set aside his life to do this. You know, he's got an amazing company, and he's doing it, and I think it's actually very selfless.
I'm Hispanic, and I vote for Mr. Trump! We vote for Mr. Trump! Yes! Mr. Trump! We love you! We love you! On the way to the White House!
Thank you. That's the first time they've ever done that. Thank you. That's the first time. Amazing. Amazing. So it's all morphed into one big, beautiful package. And the package is called you, but maybe it's in the form of me. It's a beautiful package that we're going to do. And you're going to be so proud. And you're going to be so happy. And you're going to win again. We're going to start winning so much. We're going to win. We're going to win on trade. We're going to win on healthcare. We're going to win with the military. Hopefully, don't have to use it. We're going to win with our vets. We're going to win with our wounded warriors, the greatest people of all. They're incredible. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to take back our jobs from China and Japan and Mexico. We're going to bring them back. We're going to bring them back. I love you. Thank you. We're going to do it together. Thank you.
Hillary Clinton's poll numbers heading in the wrong direction.
A growing numbers say she's not honest.
Everything that she's about right now is a turnoff.
An avalanche of bad stories.
Favorability is falling.
Is trying to position herself as the champion of everyday Americans.
I will be your leader. Hasn't driven herself in her own vehicle in 20 years. 1996.
It's a disconnect with normal everyday people.
$25 million in paid speeches.
Go to the end of the line.
Who gets to hold her crown while she speaks?
Act like she's allergic to real people.
Many of Trump's supporters are excited at these rallies. Long lines, huge crowds, 20,000 people. So, will his supporters actually show up at the polls? Joining me now, Liz Peek.
Maybe Mitt Romney had to lose, and maybe we had to give Republicans one more chance in 2014, and maybe Mitch McConnell and John Boehner had to betray us once again to pave the way for President Donald Trump.
You resonate with the public. You have unleashed America from the bondage of political correctness.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice.
Everybody to know that we stand behind Donald J. Trump. Yes,
we do. We're going to become rich again. We're going to become safe again. And we're going to become strong again. And you're going to remember this moment. This is going to be an important moment for all of us. The one thing I have to say, and I have to ask you to do, go out and vote. And vote.
President who is ready to lead on day one.
What was Hillary Clinton's main achievement as Secretary of State?
Investigations were manipulated to protect careers or to avoid scandal.
Higher-ups told them to back off.
The State Department cannot find $6 billion, that's with a B, billion dollars of taxpayer money. Have uncovered another lucrative no-bid contract. The company, I should say, is owned by a friend of Bill and Hillary Clinton's.
The Secretary should take a personal and active role in security.
The attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya, that left 4 Americans dead.
Weak perimeter, incomplete fence. Video surveillance needed repair.
I was not making security decisions.
It's a systemic failure.
I'm not equipped to sit and look at blueprints.
It raises questions about the culture of the management. Don't you want the boss to know?
The idea of American greatness, of our country as the leader of the free and unfree world, has vanished. I've decided to do something about it. I couldn't stand to see what was happening to our great country. This mess calls for leadership in the worst way. It needs someone with common sense and business acumen. Someone who can truly lead America back to what has made us great in the past. We need someone with a proven track record in business who understands greatness. Someone who can rally us to the standard of excellence we once epitomized. I started with the issue of illegal immigration and proposed building a major wall that would be very high and completely impervious to the flood of immigrants who we don't want or need here illegally. Suddenly, Americans started to wake up to what was going on with regard to illegal immigration. Despite the large number of candidates who were running for the Republican nomination, what I was saying started to really hit home with people. I started drawing very large crowds so that we had to move our rallies into football stadiums and convention centers. The first national debate drew 24 million viewers, which set a record for cable television. All of a sudden, people who had never cared about the election or never voted before were rushing to our rallies. The rallies became massive. The crowds were unbelievable. The enthusiasm was based on pure love and love of what we were doing. The media, the politicians, and the so-called leaders of our country reacted in horror. But I persevered and went directly to the people because I don't need anyone's financial support, nor do I need anyone's approval as to what to say. I just had to do the right thing. I had to do it. I had no choice. I see what's happening to our country. It's going to hell. I had to do it. I've committed to a truly more powerful military, one prepared and equipped to stand up to any and all of our foes. When we draw a line in the sand, it needs to mean something to all, especially our enemies. I've released a tax plan that gives the middle class and those with lower incomes a chance to keep more of what they earn, while restructuring how the richest Americans will be paying taxes. I've introduced a whole new approach to job creation by encouraging companies to bring more of their jobs in manufacturing back to the United States, home where it belongs, along with the trillions of dollars currently being held in foreign banks overseas. What we need is leadership that can deal with our mess and begin to apply practical solutions to our problems. There's so much untapped greatness in our country. Together, let's make America great again.
But there are two things that are true about the Clintons in this area. One, they like people who work in the dark.
Can you explain your relationship with Sid Blumenthal, Secretary Clinton?
And they like loyalty. He's been loyal to her for a long time, and they like the kind of masters of the dark arts.
Sid Blumenthal, the unofficial State Department whisperer, whom the New York Times exposed.
Amid new questions about Clinton sharing sensitive information with longtime advisor Sidney Blumenthal, who had business dealings in Libya.
Even though President Obama and his aides had banned Blumenthal, he was going around that.
He was paid $10,000 retainer from the Clinton Foundation.
Right.
Blumenthal sent various sensitive memos about Libya to Clinton's personal email.
Sidney Blumenthal had business interests in Libya, and he was lobbying his friend in the State Department. That's an obvious conflict of interest.
I have many, many old friends, and I'm going to keep talking to my old friends, whoever they are.
3-year prison sentence for a disgraced Democratic fundraiser stemming from an 18-year-old fraud conviction, but continued to raise cash for politicians as a fugitive.
I have many, many old friends.
Washington, D.C. businessman Jeffrey Thompson admitted to giving $608,000 in illegal contributions to a, quote, federal political candidate for president of the United States. That candidate was Hillary Clinton.
I have many, many old friends.
A Democratic fundraiser who supported Hillary Clinton's 2008 presidential bid has pleaded guilty to evading contribution limits and witness tampering. Was accused of funneling more than $180,000 in illegal campaign contributions.
That's just part of the give and take. As leaders, we have a choice who we associate with and who we apparently give some kind of seal of approval to.
How do you define? Are you a Bush Republican?
No, I think I'm really, the people that I do best with are the people that drive the taxis. You know, wealthy people don't like me because I'm competing against them all the time, and they don't like me, and I like to win. The fact is, I go down the streets of New York, and the people that really like me are the taxi drivers and the workers, etc., etc.
What's the downside of being part of the 1% of the richest people in America, especially when you're trying to reach the middle class?
The funny thing is, I'm a rich guy, but I have this great relationship with the working people of this country.
I have to remind Ted Cruz that Teddy Roosevelt was also from New York, as many other people. Listen, Donald Trump, to me, is the last hope for America. I don't want nuance, I want bold colors, red, white, and blue. America, I have seen, Dagan, the last several decades, absolutely fray and decline. When I saw those guys on the boats, on their knees, I mean, that says a picture about America that I haven't seen ever before. And I think we need Donald Trump right now. The country needs him. And he's the only candidate for me, that can stand up to the establishment, to the left and the right. And I've got to tell all of you something. People that I've talked to, even last night, I was out on Long Island last night, Democrats, not one or two, but many, are voting for Donald Trump, as well as Republicans. I've seen this all over the place. So I think there's a big, big movement happening, and I got to say that, you know, we need him.
With such vast wealth, how difficult will it be for you to disentangle yourself from your business and your money and prioritize America's interests first?
Well, it's an interesting question because I'm very proud of my company. As you too know, I built a very great company, but if I become president, I couldn't care less about my company. I want to use that same up here, whatever it may be, to make America rich again and to make America great again. I have Ivanka and Eric and Don sitting there. Run the company, kids. Have a good time. I'm going to do it for America.